I'm here at Spring Forest walking through our winter woods, late autumn really, and I've been thinking about winter solstice. This year, like every year, on December 21st, which is the darkest day of the year, here in Hillsborough, North Carolina, people from all walks of life are going to gather at the Hillsborough Farmers Market Pavilion, probably bundled up against the cold. Usually the weather's pretty cold by then, and carrying lanterns that they've made themselves. Now these lanterns are made out of paper mache with fairy lights inside usually. Sometimes people don't have time to make a lantern, so they bring a little one of those tea lights that are, you turn it on and off, it doesn't have a real flame on it, or sometimes they even just bring a flashlight. But most people bring lanterns that they've made. Here at Spring Forest, we look forward to this every year, and we gather our materials together a few weeks in advance, and we make our paper mache balloon lanterns and tie them onto sticks or whatever we're going to do. Some of my favorite lanterns at the annual solstice lantern walk are Scooby-Doo. There's a great big Scooby-Doo. It's really clever. And then this really exceptionally beautiful owl. It's just huge. It's like 3 feet tall. Really lovely. What's so wonderful about the Lantern Solstice Walk is that people from all walks of life take part in it. They're young and old people, every kind of diversity you can imagine, representative in the community. And we're all gathered together, walking along the Eno River, mostly in silence, carrying these lanterns that give off a soft glow. And it's to celebrate the creativity and the goodness that is possible when people come together across lines of difference as a community to do good work for the good of the world. And so here at Spring Forest, we always put together a group of people and we take part in that celebration. Well, winter solstice happens really close to Christmas, and it happens during the Christian season of Advent. Now that word Advent comes from a Latin word that means coming. And what we celebrate during Advent is the coming of the light, of God bringing the light to the world through Christ. God coming to us in our darkness, in our need, in our not knowing, and in our waiting, and bringing light and life to us. We especially remember all the details of Jesus' birth, how God comes to us through Jesus. For example, we think about Jesus, who is God made flesh, coming and being born to an impoverished young couple who come from a despised minority group living under Roman occupation, foreign occupiers. That Jesus was born to a family like that. And we remember that when Jesus was just a toddler, just a little guy, Joseph and Mary had to take him and flee for their lives and become refugees in Egypt because it wasn't safe to be in their hometown or anywhere in the region they came from because of a bloody, narcissistic tyrant named Herod. And so we remember these things. We remember how specific they are and what that means for us spiritually. We also remember what it means for Christ to come to us, the light of Christ to come to us today in our contemporary world. You know, to use a phrase from Mother Teresa, we remember that Christ comes to us today disguised as a vulnerable infant of a single mom. Christ comes to us disguised as a refugee family fleeing for their lives. We remember that Christ comes to us disguised as whatever minority group is suffering in the margins of our society. And so, as we wait and watch and hope for the coming of the light, the divine light, we look there. Eugene Peterson's paraphrase of John 1:14 puts it so well. The Word becomes flesh and blood and moves into our neighborhood. And so we look for the light of Christ in our neighborhood. So this year, may we experience the divine light coming to us through the seasons of nature, through the darkening days as we move toward winter solstice, and through the beautiful forest in winter when we can see the strength of the trunks and branches of the trees. And may the divine light of Christ come to us as we carry lights together at winter solstice. Carry the lights together as a community, celebrating a community festival. And may the divine light of Christ come to us as we look in our own neighborhoods, in our own cities and rural areas, to have the eyes to see and to recognize Christ in those who are vulnerable and at the mercy of others. I pray that we will be willing and happy to say yes to the divine invitation that comes to each of us and to all of us together to be a community of light bearers into this world and all its places of darkness on the darkest night. Amen.